I'm too saved for sinners and I'm too sinner for the church folk. The narcissist will surround himself by nobodies and then tag them somebodies through them. And so if you did not have an identity of a nobody, you were not even allowed in the inner circle.
Now you said people ain't had degrees. Don't Larry got about 50, 11?
Yeah, and 50 of the 11, I from my hand.
Oh, that way.
I'm either lying or I'm not. There's a 50% chance I am lying, and there's a 50% chance I'm not lying. She allowed Larry to make a fool out of her in front of thousands of people.
Baby, I have watched all the videos. I can put notes. I said, okay, I want to be ye also ready. Amen. Yeah. I want to show myself approved. Yeah. Vincent, I'm gonna look you dead in your eyeballs.
All right, what's up? I'm looking
and ask, were you jealous of what Reid said? He said were not true relationships that he had with these other men in the circle. Like, how we all just caught up in some lovers quarrel and we need to be removed from the group chat. What say ye?
I could be so good to you. I could be so good to you. I could be so good to you. I could be so good to you.
Since you got his name on there, I wonder, and Darryl, I'm not picking on you, but I never asked this, but since you're hearing it, I often wonder, did Darryl think I was lying? Because every 2 weeks, Darryl would be like, have you heard from Larry yet? And I'd be like, no. He's like, and you didn't get paid. He was like, Larry, and you didn't get paid. No. Because people did not believe that video is still up because everybody knew, oh, he gonna get him.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna get you too. I ain't gonna hold you.
But he can't. Because you can't. Is that the moment you get me, then everything goes on paper. That 2.5 hour tape, people say it was stitched together, then let the investigators do it. Matter of fact, instead of what do you call that? Before you go to judge, you try to forget.
Deposition?
Not deposition, but when you mediate, before mediation, because they're going to try to get us to go to mediation first. Instead of mediation, let's get a lie detector test appointed by the courts, and let's sit us down. And whoever comes out telling the lie, pay me. Settle. Point blank period. Larry has the money and the power and the resources to make sure I never open my mouth again. Everyone must ask, why hasn't he used it yet? Now, I heard Make It Make Sense say something like Conscious TV said, because my first time really listening to Make It Make Sense talk about it was Friday. So this is fresh.
Oh, okay.
This is fresh because people don't know I'm not on YouTube like that. People consume long form content. I don't. I hate it. So it's funny that I create it, but I don't watch it. So Make It Make Sense has said something that Conscious TV said that Larry wouldn't sue me because he loves me. No, that's not how that works. You can't sue me because I'm pressing gas. Send me a cease and desist, and it's all gas, no brakes. All the way. I will get, as soon as I get it, I'm going to say, Larry. Now, what's next? So, and the thing is, if we look at it in a common sense perspective, now, if Larry can lie on that, why can't he lie with and mislead with Dwayne Youngblood? A liar is going to lie. You understand? So, yeah, that's that.
Yeesh, my God. All right. So in your exposure video, and I only have a couple more questions about it, you had recordings either of this man himself. I'm going to say allegedly.
Yeah, you protect
either him or it's AI Reid. Which one y'all think it is? Is it Larry or AI Reid? One of them.
But check this out. Again, if it was AI Reid, do you think Larry would allow me to talk right now?
Of course not, but I'm just saying. Yeah,
because if people think that's AI, first of all, Larry would have said so himself loud and proud. He had his bots say it, if I'm correct. Maybe he did say it. That didn't get to me, right? But common sense says, well, not common sense, but people have patterns that they live by. Larry's pattern is to shut you up by his money, legal proceedings. Everybody has been, every single person on YouTube has been sent a cease and desist. If I created an AI recording, Larry Reid would have done everything in his power to shut me down. A narcissist. All right, now let's go.
All right.
Is he a narcissist or not? There's a 50% chance he's a narcissist or he's not. If I'm right and he is a narcissist, that narcissist. Oh, you're done. And think about it. How do you know how much work it would have taken that Lester story that was so backwards that he got frostbite in Miami? I would have had to be a really, really good person to like really, really smart. That's giving me almost too much credit. But let me say it like this. If he's truly a narcissist, that narcissist is not going to burn me at the stake. He's going to burn me at the stake. So if people would just use their common sense, they would be like, oh, hold on. This ain't right. Now, I don't know about that Terrill Hill guy, that Buddha guy. He might be a jealous, but Reid acting funny. I tell you what, I never forget because the producer, we were watching the numbers and everything, and he said, oh, Reid made a statement. And the producer read it to me, and it was misspelled words. That was the most jumbled-est written piece of work I'd ever seen. And I said, I was standing in my kitchen because, of course, you're waiting for the bomb to drop because you don't know. You know, I was David. I shot the pebble, waiting for Goliath to fall. And when I saw that jumbled written statement, I said, oh, we got him. He said, huh? Because I know Reid. He was frantic, typing. And he put it in Patreon, and he put it, I believe, in YouTube and on Facebook. And people were up under the comments like, what are you talking about? And then he deleted it. Then he put out a statement, and then he deleted it. And then he said, well, I'll put out a statement in my high tier in Patreon. Then he deleted it. Now there's nothing. That's not according to his normal pattern.
Listen, I'm gonna blame AI Reid for the sake of this, for this part. AI Reid said, you did take my DNA, and that's what I'm gonna call him instead of saying the C word because I'm a lady.
Right.
In your ASS for many years.
Right.
So my spirit is in you. And when I tell you, I had to, as I was watching, I had to move my locks bike to make sure I heard that because clearly I was hearing wrong.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Number one, with you and AI Reid, okay, what warranted that moment? And what was your face looking like when he said that? Because it would have taken all the king's horsemen and all the king's men to put him back together again if he said that to me. Like, what was that about?
Great question. It was a tale of two realities. I was embarrassed that I was not as strong as I wanted to be. Larry left me for dead in 2022 July on purpose. He slit my money on purpose because he knew if you take his money, he's going to have an anxiety attack. He ain't going to be able to make it. So he thought if I take his money, he's going to come back. And I didn't. Then he sent a little text message and I said, okay, and kept it moving. Then it was, okay, that's fine. That's fine. My mom's coming to get my dog. Go ahead, Noel. Thank you, Mom. And so, and so on. So, then somebody had got shot on 14th Street. I'm on 16th Street. Hey, I hear there's a shooting over there. Are you okay? And I said, don't check up on me when you owe me $32,000. All right, don't do that. So then he was like, I didn't. No, I said you stole $32,000. I didn't steal no money from you. That's the last time we talked. Sheridan, I had found my groove. I had started going live every day. I think that was around about the time we had our session. It was around about that time. Remember we had that session on YouTube? And Levantre, I don't know if I've told this story or not. Claude Hamilton, whom I'm going to spare today. I don't know how long I'll spare him, but today I'll spare him. Claude Hamilton, the graphic designer, texted me the TikTok of Levantre and Tasha K's interview.
Okay.
It was a Friday. And I was like, why did you send this to me? Because I hate when people send me stuff on Larry. Like, he's not in my algorithm. Anyway, so then I looked at it and I said, I might need to watch this just for the sake of my name.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what Levante was going to say, and I didn't know how he felt about me. So it was wise of me to have my eyes on that screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my couch, never forget, Cali corner, chilling, watching it over there, and Cali corner, that is. And I'm right at the end. I said, "This looks liberating." I said to myself, "I think I'm gonna call Tasha K." No lie to you. My phone said, ring. I looked down. It's Larry Reid text message. Hey, can I talk to you? I want to give you your money. I never forget. I called my sister. I said, Angie, I think he wants to use me. She said, boy, if you don't get that money, send him the address. He came over that night. I still didn't fully understand because of the benevolence that I have and had towards him.
Mm-hmm.
The gravity of him getting to my house. He had to go and recover all liabilities. He told me how he reconnected with Eddie, the accountant, and made it right with him. He made it right with Lisa. All around the same time because God was dealing with him. That's all on the recording. So I was upset with myself because I felt like I went 6-7 months, found my way, and when I should have stood up to him and been like, don't say that to me, I was like, you hear me uncomfortably grinning the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I have grace with myself is because going out that door, something said, record it. I lie not.
Mm-hmm.
And that recording allowed me to a year later to put the video on. And I cut it on my watch. So all that ruffling, because it was January, so it was cold outside. So every time I moved my wrist, my sweater or whatever I had on would rub up against the watch. And I talk like this. I talk with my hands. So now I think it's gross. It's foul. Then that's just who he was, and I ate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you guys, make sure y'all are hitting the thumbs up button. We got some more questions.
Yeah.
We got some more questions.
This is I give long answers when I'm not.
No, that's fine. Listen, okay. If you got time, I got time.
I got time.
As a woman,
all right.
My soft spot for Elisa was as a woman.
Sure.
And not just a woman, a church girl.
Yeah.
A church girl who everybody say gonna end up with a pastor. And I don't know about that, but praise God. And all of what was carrying on and all the moving parts is like one of my worst fears just personified.
Yeah.
To find out, oh, thank you. I'm subscribed to you already. It's one of my worst fears personified, and not the homosexuality, whatever. What it is that you can think that you're married to someone with one intention, to later find out that there's another intention.
Yeah.
There are many closeted people in the church.
Yeah.
And do I understand why? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But for you, because when I first heard it, I text you real quick and I said, "Hey, I'm praying for you.
Yeah,
sending you hugs and love." On one token of me understands the alleged spiritual abuse. Fair. There's another part of me that also can kind of see this as, I don't want to just.
It's dirty. It's dirty dog. It's trifling.
Yeah.
It's trifling.
And to me, what I wish I could ask Larry, I'm also going to ask you, what made the affair or the adultery of it all okay? Is it because Lisa wasn't hardly home? She's in the military. What made it okay? Was it because he's the apostle? What made it okay?
That's layered. Let me start with me. Dirty dog, trifling, low vibrational gutter. Mm-hmm. Point blank, period. Mm-hmm. Because if it was just simply manipulation, then I could have felt bad about it and still did it. I didn't think twice.
Wow. Okay.
So you can't see. I hope that people understand you cannot expose without telling the whole truth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look you in your face and not take full accountability for what I did. You got to be low life to do that. You got to be low life. That's number one. Number two, there was an extreme messaging that Lisa was trash. Yes, he would talk about her hygiene. Come in here, look at this. Look at Lisa nasty bathroom. Look at her, and I won't even, you know what? And if I was mean, I would say what I was about to say. I'm not even gonna do her like that.
Yeah.
Lisa was never, it was Latrice that was treated like the first lady. Lisa was just married to him. That's how I ended up in their house, Sheridan, because they were breaking up. They split. So I was coming to help split the rent because Lisa left. I move in thinking that Larry's a roommate because I moved in before I joined the church as two pastors.
Okay.
Next thing I know, she back. Nobody said nothing to me. Nothing. Yeah. So the consensus was very much that Lisa was garbage. Now, this is from a member of Breakthrough. It's not just me. So the producer hemmed me up. Said, why could you do that? And it sent me down a long line. And I don't know what I said then, but what he don't know was that I had to come to a reckoning that I could have been like, I hated every bit of it and I cried about it. No. And another thing was Lisa was trash to Breakthrough. And that's the part that eggs me about it because everybody knows it.
She knows it. She said it basically in the live. I could feel that's what she was saying. She was saying she wasn't treated like a first lady, but when you say that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I hate that for her.
But see, that's why she lost my benevolence.
Okay.
Because girl, even if I'm lying, that man has treated you like hell for as long as I've known them.
But Vincent, okay, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there, Tasha. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate just a little bit.
Please, yeah.
Perhaps, because to me, I watched the video. I can see her say you were lying. I listened to what she said. I heard him say he told you lies. I did not hear her say for him to get on the internet and lie. I didn't hear that.
Well, a lot of people in the comments were 50-50 when I uploaded the snippet of that live. And a lot of people were saying, no, Lisa ain't dumb. She know. And the other people were saying, no, she dumb. And other people were saying she's complicit. So it was 3 different things. If Lisa knows, then what Lisa needs to do is call me. If Lisa thinks, perchance, if you're watching this, Lisa, listen, many of your people have called me and I have not used any of the audio recordings. So you could believe I'm going to audio record this in case you do something stupid. But if I wanted to release audio recordings of my phone calls, I would release them all by now. You can call me. I will answer every question she got because I don't have no beef with Lisa. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And he's not lying. He's not lying.
I feel like when people are used to being labeled a thing, maybe she got Stockholm syndrome. If it's true,
she did. We all do. We all did. At least that man who did me like trash came to my house and said to me, "You've taken my all these years, ha 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 ha," as if that I had it. And I was embarrassed when the producer and I went through that tape. I was embarrassed to go through it because I could tell. I was like, I couldn't even stand it. I was talking in circles. I couldn't even talk a straight line. And people don't realize if 50-50, I'm telling the truth. Do you know what it took to tear down the divine of my Savior? If I am telling the truth, Sheridan, do you know how much it took out of me to press upload? That was a portrayal of self.
Yeah.
If he's true that he has ejaculated in me for all those years, do you know what that sent my insides through, my emotions through?
Yeah.
This is real. This is not clickbait. These are people's, and that's why I get upset about this young book. These are people's real lives. This is not salacious and oh my God, this is real, and it happens all the time. So, of course, Lisa is stuck. That's why I say call me, because if there's anybody that could help her get unstuck, we don't even have to bring up Larry. I won't trash Larry. I won't talk about Larry. Let's just you and I talk. And so, yeah.
They might have an arrangement. I don't know. And that the kids is the part that makes this. I mean, it's so many layered sad parts. The saddest thing, I could not imagine. Now I'm a PK, so as a preacher's kid, a bishop's kid, apostle kid, you have heard some things about your parents.
Yeah.
I could not imagine hearing all the things over all the years. My God, of my parents, I could not. Yeah, Ashley.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It is. All right, let me go ahead.
And let me say this: it's still happening. Let me be very clear. The abuse, those people, according to my experience, right, and that inner circle are still being abused and controlled and manipulated. They cannot leave. See, let me make it clear. If they leave, the money dries. If the money dries, you have to face your own lies. I remember when Larry left in 2022, my parents came to see about me. And I remember how I felt when I had to let them know, oh, their son was doing good based off of Larry's money. And I had to be honest with them and say, I don't know how I'm going to work this out. That was 2022. And I had that honest conversation with her. Mark O'Brien is not going to have that honest conversation with his mother. Kendall's not going to have that honest conversation because now they are weaponizing the labels in the cars to see, I'm right. Look at us. We in Atlanta. We better than y'all. Because I know, because I was doing it. You got to be honest to leave. Lisa has never done right by her money. Larry has always had to bail all of them out financially. They're stuck, and Larry knows it. There's no reason why Kendall don't have a job. Kendall got 11 degrees and haven't worked a job since like 2000 and I don't know, 17 or something like that. Kendall hadn't got a job since we left at North Carolina. That was in 2015. And it was like a year before that. They have nothing to fall on. Mako left his career, wasn't making that much money, but he left his career. What they going to do? It's real out here. Content creation is hard. I'm out here working like a beast to move my channel forward. It's not easy. I've been live. I got on the road at 6 a.m. this morning to be home by 11 to set up the podcast, took an hour nap, then got on here with you. And then I'll be up Monday through Friday going live again. And it's hard. They have nothing. They don't even know they're victims. And my thing is, do not come to me when the bottom drops. I don't have benevolence for you.
Well, he said that in the video.
Yes, that is their only means of income. Like this whole idea, like they have these robust businesses and everybody's entrepreneurs is not true. Kendall has his like tutoring thing, but it's not real. Mako do them little ancient Mamie cakes. It's not real.
Listen, I want the cake. They look good. He probably finna block me now, but
no. Listen, the cakes. Some of the cakes taste good. Like he has his good things, right? But they look like old back home family reunion cakes. Come on, where's the fondue at?
Mercy, Lord.
I'm being for real.
Yes.
Kendall,
okay.
Unless something, Kendall was my replacement. So unless something changed, yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. My God, today. All right. So let me ask you this. If someone who has been through the things you have been through in their own way,
right?
How can one break a soul tie with their shepherd?
That's good. That's good, Sheridan. Oh gosh. The first thing I did was write a letter. See, covenants must be broken by oaths. The covenant must be broken with another covenant, really. I woke up. I woke up. I was about to go to bed. It was 11 p.m. at night. And something said, you haven't broke the covenant. I got up, went downstairs, Sheridan, and I got to my computer. I cut some music on, and I wrote up that letter. And if I had my thing, I'd read it to you. I wrote up that letter. I copied it. That night, I didn't wait the next day. That night, I drove around Atlanta until I felt safe, because Atlanta's crazy, to a mailbox and dropped it in there. And I kept a letter. I didn't want to email it. I felt like I needed to send something. And it said, thank you for all you've done. But at this point, all oaths, is broken. That's number one. Now, watch this. Number two, what I learned, and I had no teacher, right? So like, what took you so long to come out? I had nobody to assist me. So what I'm about to say is important. You must do the thing that is opposite of the covenant. So why was it important for me to get in front of the camera and scream like I often do? Because the covenant requires silence. If you are going to be in covenant with Larry, you must always be quiet and never tell the family secrets. As long as you don't embarrass the brand, I could have been gone all that time. I could have did the whole abuse series. But as long as I don't explicitly say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I could have always went back. But the moment I dropped upload, I broke covenant. That's number one. Then after you break covenant, that's not it. Then you must, and then you must go through the arduous task of getting the covenant out of you.
Ooh.
And that's people don't. It's a 3-step process. You got to work. And what have I been doing since February? Yes, Tasha. I have been working the covenant out of me. Because the attachment, you cannot have sex with somebody for 13 years and be up under their ministry and their prayer for 14 something years and then walk away and be like, that don't work like that. So if quietness kept me in the covenant, then opening my mouth takes me out. Yeah, that's a real thing. So people are like, why you always? I'm breaking covenants, baby. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, today. I am proud of you too.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's not true. Now, it's true this is how you must listen to a liar. He made all of them get their LLCs. Number one, because he, in my opinion, gives them more than what they're due. They can't run a business. Number two, it's about the covenant. Everybody must look good. Everybody must pretend like they're top tier. Everybody must be shaven and clean and right? Number three, it's good for taxes because you don't have to worry about W-2s and stuff if all of your contractors, have to pay their own taxes. So you give everybody LLC and then you pay the LLC and not the person, then you ain't got to worry about all the red tape. It's all of the above. So in essence, do they have businesses? Yes. But share with me who has the thriving business. Ask the follow-up question. Where's the thriving business? Yeah.
Yeah. Vincent, let me ask you this, because as you're talking about covenant and all this stuff, a question just came to mind. Yeah. Aesthetically, everybody got the same look. Is that on purpose? Why is everybody bald headed and working out and got good arms? Now, I want to say, Kendall, listen.
Oh, Kendall got that body.
Well, you got a body, and them tattoos is tattooing.
Until they talk, and then when he opened his mouth, it's like, oh, there's nothing in there.
Oh, the blood.
I mean, come on, let's be honest. When Kendall opens his mouth, hi guys. They said that the school is shooting something or another. Like, share, subscribing, comment. The hell you? Excuse me, I'm on your platform. Excuse me. Girl, if you don't shut up. Oh God! I'm somewhere and getting Larry some breakfast and hush. Get off this internet. Somebody text me, sent me a video of him one time. Talk about, why is he doing this to us? I said, I don't know. I don't know why he's putting this stuff up.
No, on that episode of Reading Things My Way, because I reviewed this and you were in my comments back then. Baby, when he hit that table, he was sick of Shamarco's mess. He spoke up then.
Well, you know, when lines have been crossed.
Uh-oh. You know, that almost zoomed past my head and I had to go back and get it. It's the blood of Jesus that's in working.
Let me tell you what happened. God has blessed me with a wonderful mind. And I say that sincerely. Okay, hold on. An empty Walmart bag in the wind, Ashley. I'm not supposed to read the comments. I'm sorry.
Make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up button, please. Thank you.
Oh my God. Kendall's twin. Okay, hold on. Let me focus for a second. I remember season 1, Kendall was crying. And Kendall was crying. And I said, Larry, are you?
I gotta get out these comments. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I said, Larry, are you messing with this boy? Straight up. Because you know me, I'm straight up. No. I said, okay, fine. But if you are, because he said, no. I said, if you are, leave him alone. There was the only reason why I could detect this is because I had those same emotions that people made fun of me. He'll so emotional. He always be going off. I said, hold on a second. This looks familiar. Because what happens is, let me tell you how it works. Kendall has to put him to sleep every night. Everybody knows that. Okay. He will talk to Kendall at night. If they're having sex, that would be the time they do it. There's other times, I'm sure. And he will make Kendall in times of sex feel like he's that guy. And then when you wake up the next morning, you knock on the door, Marco in here, come back later. Now you outside. He texting, Reid not responding. Well, Lotley coming by, I'll talk to you later. Until he's ready for sex again. And that up and down will drive you crazy because the person, the lesser, Sheridan, is in love. While the greater is just a hole to fill. So I was caught up and people didn't know why I was so emotional. I was getting played with. Like he would come in, hug everybody. Don't hug me. Then text, I'm sorry I didn't hug you. Come to the room, I'll give you a hug. And we would do these hotel rooms. And play with your emotion like that. So I wasn't lost on me that the same emotion that Kendall was expressing with Larry during season 1, he was expressing with Marco season 2 because lines were crossed. And I was told that, and I put that in the video. Lines were crossed.
Yeah. Okay, all these things are alleged. I have to say that now.
Oh yeah, alleged for Sheridan.
Again, let's go back to the aesthetic. Was that something said? We all going.
No, he runs it. He runs it all. Okay, wow. You know, y'all got to be healthy. We got to lose weight. We got to walk. And everybody is in line because everybody, especially now, because a part of the shtick is you want to be like me in the company of prophets. You want to be like me in, my inner circle. So you got to give. So they must look wealthy. They must look prosperous so that people can still give it. It's a part of the marketing. It's part of the shtick.
Yeah.
One time, Mako called me, distraught. Bishop Jordan came in town, and Larry and Bishop Jordan and Mako was going to Cheesecake Factory. And Larry, what you got on, Mako? And it made him go home and change clothes. And Mako called me. That was one of the times I took Mako serious. Like, he was really in tears because of how Larry talked to him. And then he said, I got to call you back. This is Larry. And then I didn't hear from the next day. And then on social media, I see Mako, Larry, I think maybe Kendall and Bishop Jordan talking and laughing at Cheesecake. Next day, because I called back and said, Mako, you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Did you ever talk to Larry? Oh, no, I didn't talk to him. Life just went on because Larry controls what you wear, how you wear it. And if he don't like it, he's going to tell you, don't wear that anymore. And back in the day, he would cut it up and they would joke about it. Yeah. He controlled everything. You couldn't just go to Express and buy something. You send a picture and he say, yes. If I'm lying, God get me. He controlled. You couldn't buy a car, where you stayed, what you wear, what job you got. Everything was controlled by Larry. Every member of the church that wanted to be in good standing allowed him to control every part of our lives.
Wow.
I had a girlfriend that I couldn't text unless he texted for me. So she would text me. If I'm lying, get me. She would text me. Then I would send him the text. He would respond. I would copy it and paste it and send to her. And one time I was having a text conversation with her, and Larry and Kendall told. Hill was over there talking to Latre, because Latre.
I was just about to ask you if
Latre we were sort of boyfriend, girlfriends, or whatever. And sure enough, and Larry.
We worked together, right? We were. I was an assistant
for Juanita.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Go ahead.
So nonetheless, so then he would send it back, and I was not allowed to speak to her until he gave me permission, because I could not control myself. I do too much. I will mess it up. He really made me feel like I was a bad person. And the thing is, if I was a bad person like that, then you could believe, yeah, because the thing is, all the sex we would have, right? If he thought I was lusting after somebody else, then I would get in big trouble. Like if he thought I was lusting after one of the ministers or something like that, you lusting after them. Now, mind you, I'm 25 years old, 28 years old. If a butt is a butt, is a butt. Like, let's keep it a buck, There was sometimes in leadership meetings I couldn't go because he wouldn't go, because he's like, I gotta watch you because you're gonna do too much. And he controlled everything, every single thing. And so as long as I was having sex with him, no problems. I remember one time I had a crush on a guy when I was working at American Airlines, because every once in a while I get a job. And he took my phone, read over the text, and then he texted the guy and then made me block him. It goes on and on and on. It's real. It was. And he would say anything to you. And if you clap back, then the devil's. I remember one time I got fed up, because every time I get fed up, I came down them stairs, and Chantel Tyson would tell you, because she was sitting on the couch, and me and Larry tussled. I can't fight. So me and Larry tussled a little bit. And I remember that night, it was Locklear, Mako, and Larry ganged up on me because Larry felt like I should apologize to him. And they were just like, you're not going to apologize, Elder Hill? No. I remember driving back, Sheridan, because imagine this is the pastor. Mm-hmm. So you're stuck between protecting yourself and then not wanting God to give you. I forget the song, but it said something like, Lord, it's me. Here I come again. And I created this song because I didn't have the words to pray. So I sung to God in a way of like, God, I don't want to go against you.
Oh my God.
What you do, but I can't apologize for defending myself. And yeah, that's real.
Jesus.
So, and people, and I think that again, because social media is so sensational, they never think about this part. If I'm telling the truth, they don't think about the internal conversations I had to have with myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
And that's what I wanted to get into.
Mm-hmm.
You very boldly got on the YouTube and called Dr. Apostle, well, former apostle, but he put the civic attire on again. I don't, pastor, internet pastor, whatever his title is today, Reid, a false prophet.
Yeah.
He got in that interview, and I will say this, Reid is very well studied in the scripture, so it seems. So I know for a fact that he knows the definition of a false prophet. Yeah. And I was quite taken aback when he responded to your accusations of him being a false prophet with tales of accuracy. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, it surprised me. You know, let me tell you this, and I'm sorry I have long answers, but let me tell you this.
Good.
When I was giving this rundown of the false prophet, Larry was simultaneously having that interview with Lisa. I had no idea he was being interviewed with Lisa. I'm just, people texting me, but again, I don't like that stuff. So I ain't paying attention. Yeah. I'm going down. It was about Tiffany, and it was bringing Larry in it because of my experience, but that's it.
Yeah.
I finally go over there. The producer didn't want nothing to do with it. He's like, I'm going to bed. I don't want to listen to it. I was supposed to go to bed. I said, let me go over here. Just as sure as I'm Vincent Hill, I clicked a random spot. And he's talking about everything. He's literally an example of everything I went through that night. That whole piece of the conversation was an example of the false prophet. Larry, I was amazed that's of all the things I said, he was genuinely bothered I called him a false prophet. And he know me, and he know I was accurate, and he know. Oh.
But then he also said that you don't know him.
Well, I've done pretty good so far.
I'm just saying.
I don't know you. How have I brick by brick toppled you over? Now, I don't think people realize there's a toppling happening right in front of our faces. I'm clear because I know how things work. Look at them numbers. Now, he pulled a rabbit out the hat with this fake Dwayne. I'm not saying that Jakes didn't do it, but the intent behind it. But once this Dwayne Youngblood thing is over with, things go back to normal. He's not that guy anymore.
Yeah. We're going to get back to your comments. So, Vincent, why you sit up here and out these other men?
Right. Great question. Network. Because.
Now, wait. I want you to pause there. Because network is one of Reid's favorite words. Again, I told y'all I was in the Patreon. Now, I wasn't in there like the other people was in there because y'all was looking for him to be our pastor. I was just entertained.
Yeah.
I have an apostle and a pastor, so I was looking for that from him. Thank you, Tasha. But I was being entertained, and so when he talks about the Jezebel spirit and King Ahab, it's a network of demons. I remember him teaching on that, and so when you started saying
the network,
I was a part of a network, I said, "Oh,
yeah,
the blood." Go ahead.
So how that happened was, I never forget it. We were only supposed to do, I lie not, one episode of this now what we know is called the Abuse series. One episode. And there was this strong spiritual vein for truth. So we're scripting it out. And I'm saying that every abuser has a network. And I'm just flowing. So what happened was the producer asked me a question. I just flow. And it came up out of me. And he says, well, wasn't you part of a network? And that's when I apologized to Levante and Lisa in that episode. And I said, there's two people I need to apologize to because I was a part of his network. I was quiet. Every abuser has a network. So now I wasn't trying to destroy the network. What I was doing was letting everyone know, see, it's not salacious. It's not dark. It's not ugly if it's just Larry and I. I was trying to paint a full picture of what we're dealing with. This is not just someone who had an affair with the armor bearer. This is a deviant, narcissistic, dark, lust-filled, ugly demon. That's what I was doing.
Well, you done did it, honey. You painted a picture.
And did.
Now, let me ask you this. Why you keep calling Shamako evil? Because I want a cake, and I know I'm not going to get one now. What? I'm making it light, but seriously, why are you referring to him as evil?
Because Shamako there are people in the world who play nice, but they're evil. So if you look at people like Mako, face value, like, no, Mako can't be a part of that. He's a good guy. And he is the number 2 holder of the secrets outside of Larry. How can you be good and know a 16-year-old? Mako said to me in my face, Sheridan, I was at Larry's house and Daryl was doing what Daryl do with Levante. And Mako said to me, I know Larry did something. I don't know if he did all Levante said, but I know he did something. I said, I know he did too. That should have been enough for him to speak up. That should have been enough for him to speak up. Mako. Now, the things that I said, if anybody knew that me and Larry there's one person other than Larry and I that knows Larry and I had sex more than twice, and it's Mako. So that's why he's evil. Because Larry's evil and don't care. Mako will fool you. Mako will have you thinking it ain't like that, but it is. That's what he's the closest thing to him. How could he not be? The control. It's a real thing. So that's why I said he's more evil than Larry. And Mako's nasty. I know he's nasty. I know for a fact. And I said it in the video or in the live one. Mako's nasty. But Mako is controlled by Larry. So Mako doesn't have the opportunity to express himself sexually like Larry do because they all track each other's phones. So Mako can't be like, so if Mako wake up at 3 a.m. and see Larry not home, Larry don't got to answer to Mako. But if Larry wake up at 3 a.m. and see Mako not home, Mako has to answer to Larry. So Mako just can't just dip off and go get some and come back. He got to sneak. Or mess inside the circle. The person that keeps the monster fed is worse than the monster. Correct.
Jesus.
If anybody could shut all this down, and nip it all in the bud for Levante, I guess for me, I mean, if somebody wanted to defend me, for Lisa, mind you, he look up in Lisa's face right now. See, that's what I'm saying, monster, because Mako is friends with Lisa. Unless they're not talking to each other, Mako was right there. Mako was watching the interview. Mako could have texted Reid and say, don't do it. So, yeah.
All right. Did you come up with reading things my way?
The
show. No, okay. So the reason why I'm asking, I know you were a part of production. Whose idea was it to have these very grown conversations in front of these kids? I thought the reunion was unbelievably inappropriate. Unbelievably.
Yeah. It's one of those things where when you talk about complicity, that was grade A complicity by me and by Mako. Mako and I even had a conversation like, Larry pushed it this time. Because the way Larry was treating Latrice as if he too was not doing the same thing Latrice did. The way he tore into Lisa every chance he got on that reality series when Lisa at least she did her dirty work later on in the marriage from 2003 to all them years, even when he kicked her out, he was having sex with me. But then he got up on that stage and acted like none of that existed and put himself in front of the kids and everything.
And did not.
No,
they did shocked.
Right. And so it is, yeah, I believe so. I believe so, Tarsha. I think that might have been the last straw. But those kids are props. Those kids are props. The wives are props. Everything's a prop. Because if you want to legitimize yourself, you got to have kids.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
And how I know they were props, because I was there. They were not taken care of. I'll give you an example. Larry would starve those kids, literally. If they did not do what he wanted them to do, the punishment was they couldn't eat. So Exaria would then hide packs of ketchup behind her bed. I wasn't taking care of the kids anymore. Kendall was. And I would get so mad at Kendall because then he would find the packs of ketchup and go run tell Larry. Then Larry would extend their starvation period and then joke about it. And I remember it was Zoe's birthday and they're in the room not eating on Zoe's birthday. I had to tell Larry, protect yourself, please. Tell Larry,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had to tell Larry, this is his girl's birthday. At least let her go to Chick-fil-A. He's like, yeah, you right. Next thing I know, Kendall, take Zoe to Chick-fil-A. He didn't even go. So Kendall took Zoe and Josh to Chick-fil-A while Zara stayed home and didn't eat. And that's how he always was. He wasn't, that was not a thing. He didn't take care of those kids. And I said that in the video. I know for a fact, because when I wasn't taking care of them, Mako and them was. And when Mako wasn't taking care of them, Sharon Andrews was taking care of Zoe. That's a real thing. So the fact that he makes himself seem like this great father just to get at Lisa and demean her more is a thing. It's a part of the shtick. That's why I'm particular. Because if you're not particular, you won't realize that is going on. But when I took care of those kids, I would play with them on purpose. If they tell the truth, they would say we played a game where Minister Hill, because I was a minister, I was some of everything. Mm-hmm. I would act like I'm going to my room and they would hang on to my feet. Or if they didn't want to get in trouble, they would call me and I would go fix what was left because I understood what it meant to be a PK. Larry had Kendall watching those kids and Kendall didn't even like those kids. Kendall was there for Larry, not the kids. And I would feel bad because I took care of those. I remember if Ashley might remember this, I went off one day because Zoe came to church with her hair on top of her head. So that don't make no sense. All the women in that house. Rah, rah, rah. I was passionate because I was a PK. And I knew it wasn't right. So I tried my best to insert myself when I could. But that wasn't because he was like, take care of my kids. That was me. I remember one time I had to take them to school and Xaria's hair was on top of her head. And I said, Xaria, I made them late for school. I said, Xaria, get the Boret box. And I set Xaria down and did her hair for her. Yeah. That's a real thing.
Wow. Was the fight between the mother and daughter staged? I don't think so.
No, it wasn't staged, but it was irresponsible to put on TV when you know it ain't just rebellion. It is the manifestation of all that we're talking about. And then you're going to put that on TV? Like, if it's a regular family, then I can understand using these as lessons like my mom and dad does. And we're very honest. But when you know it's all upside down, to then exacerbate it by putting it on TV and then prop yourself in front of the people as the perfect one, and everybody else need therapy, everybody else need counseling, it's very dark and demented. Now, Sheridan, if you might, I don't know how often you watch and how long you watch. Mm-hmm. I gotta go pee.
Go ahead. So,
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, while he's gone, make sure you guys, if y'all have questions, I didn't expect all this, but we are here now. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I'm going to go back and read you guys' comments. And no, I don't believe the fight was staged at all, especially when you hear Reid talk about what happened during the move to Florida. I don't think it was a stage. Okay. You was in a Christian boot camp? Jesus. When I see Larry in the spirit realm, I see a snake. Jesus. That's evil, and I experienced it with my own bonus children. This is making my stomach hurt for real. That just made my heart sink. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, you know, and again, everything is alleged. I have not witnessed these things, but hearing this is just Ashley always did their hair. Wow. He started the chaos, then allowed it to be televised. That's wicked. I remember when it happened, I was stunned that I was watching it. I was stunned, like, what just happened? It was a real fight. Or really first. I was stunned. I'm still stunned. And I want to thank everybody who has subscribed and all that good stuff. Vincent is back, so we're gonna give him a chance to put his headphones on. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, guys. You have witnessed it. Wow. Thank you guys so much. I always approach things with integrity. I want to be as integral as possible. So
I appreciate that. I think it's a great, even asking the question about Lisa, that's fair because that's true.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first instinct was my heart went out to you. The second instinct is my heart went out to her. The third instinct was that, like, dang, Lord, what's gonna happen to me? As
a woman of God in the church, right?
Oh my God.
Right,
this is not the first. This is the first time I've heard of something to this in depth. But not, of course, it's not the first time you hear of a woman allegedly being a man's beard. Like, it's not the first time of that, but it's another thing for alleged wickedness to be the undercurrent of it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Okay, we got a couple more questions. We're gonna get up out of here.
Okay.
Vincent, what the heck is a soul healer? Are you dibbling and dabbling in divination? You don't went from the spirit to the soul.
Listen, I got a cement slab in my room. If you need healing, come lay on it. I'll put it on your forehead. Bam, gone. You're gonna just.
Lord,
no, soul healer is that I am healing souls. And my existence is healing. I have been a muse for God all my life. I'm not always happy about it. I'm not happy about it right now.
Yeah.
I have been a example for many. And no one, Sheridan, in order for me to be here right now, I had to teach myself. I had to figure it out. I had to do a lot of crying, and there were some people I leaned on. Went to a lot of therapy, and I learned a lot of things. And even now I'm learning things. Like, for example, because I could not just talk to Latreille and learn what to say and what not to say, I sometimes mess up in relationships. Like right now, I don't know the fact, let me be honest, I don't know the difference between salvaging a relationship and holding on to your boundaries. I don't know, because I'm just now learning in my personal life to create boundaries. All October, I hadn't been on I think I talked to 3 people on the phone. I did the first month in my life where it was 100% about me. If you couldn't text me, I didn't talk to you because I did not want to deal. Did not want to deal. I just wanted to be with me. There are relationships right now. There are 2 in particular that I've created a boundary for. And these are dear relationships that I do not want to lose. And the boundary is healthy for me. But then I think, am I being too hard? I've never created boundaries like this before, because I didn't get that opportunity. And I left at 38. I'm only 44.
Yeah.
It's only 6 years ago. Sheridan, I left at 38. I am only 44. I was in it to 23. It took this long to be able to start working on my finances. It took this long to build, to even want to be in relationships. For real, for real, for real. I am just now learning things that most people learn at 25 because I was not in control of my money. And I don't think people understand this was a real cult. This is real. So beautiful thing about VT. What is this? Anyway, the beautiful thing about VT is he fully supports that. Okay. What is it? Oh no, I've never. But see, I think that's interesting because I don't know why people make me against Jesus. You won't on record. There's no record you will ever find that I'm anti-Jesus. I think that people think because I don't point people to Jesus, I'm anti-Jesus. I point people to themselves. Why? Because I was seeking God when I got in the hands of an abuser because I didn't have self. If I had boundaries, I wouldn't have been there. I would have gotten what I needed and left. You understand what I'm saying? Jesus was not the problem. I believed I was supposed to go on that fast. And I believed I was supposed to take a left. And I believed I was supposed to knock on that door. But I was not supposed to stay. But because I did not have sense of self, I was made to believe if I left, I was going to crash out. All these years, listen, as a Black gay man, it's important that you take HIV tests, even if you are not having sex. And sure, I would go 3 months without sex and be anxious taking the test. And the guy was like, well, do you have unprotected sex? I'm like, no, I don't. Well, why are you scared for? Because in my mind, leave the man of God. Yeah. So I'm still working through that stuff right now. You don't just, and mind you, in the 6 years, 2 of those I came back from 2021 to basically 2023. And then mind you, and then I didn't break the covenant to October 23, and I spoke out February 24. I have not had time to evolve as a person. So I am a great orator, and I'm a great communicator, and I know how to help people, but I am learning how to exist in my human everyday life. And so that example of creating boundaries versus going too far, I don't know. I got to figure it out. There's a relationship right now. A part of me want to call and be like, no, we need to fix this. A part of me, no, but you set a boundary. And you probably know what to do because you've been there 1,000 times. I haven't been there before. I haven't been this far before. So I don't know if I'm being too hard or I'm being too soft. And that's a real life experience. When you are in a cult, your development stops. The day you join that cult, you don't develop anymore. Now, so as a person, not as a orator, I learned how to dress. I learned how to do certain things. I learned how to edit. I learned editing at Breakthrough. I learned production at Breakthrough. I learned a lot of things at Breakthrough, but my soul never evolved past 23. And I am learning the lessons of a 23-year-old at 44. I ain't got no game. I don't know how to flirt. Let me tell you this. You think I'm lying? You know what I had to do in October? Every Saturday, I go out and I stay out until I talk to a stranger so that I face my social anxiety. Because though I know how to talk to the masses, when I am not behind the microphone, I'm not that guy. So I have made myself talk to a stranger every single Saturday, and I won't go home until I talk to a stranger, facing the things I should have faced in my 20s. See, he robbed that from me. So even if I was upset, well, you just going off because you met, even if that was the case, that's deserving. So that's why I get offended at mutual touch, because that 15-year-old is robbed.
Yeah.
So that is serious for me. That is not nothing to play with. That's real, because I am still reaping the benefits of being manipulated. So there's that.
Oh my God. You kind of brought it up just now.
Yeah.
Reed just interviewed Dwayne Youngblood, and he asked him this question. He said, Had any of his members, paraphrasing, confided in him about their sexuality before the young man in question?
Yeah.
Did you confide in your leader about yours? Is that the door?
Yeah, I did.
That was the door. Okay.
Because what happened was, I feel like I got baited. My roommate, I feel like I got baited, but I can't prove it. So it's my personal opinion, and I'm not going to say his name. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. So it's not like I'm disparaging him. But I feel like I got baited, or I was making up something in my mind. I'll be fair. He's one of the 50-50, right? And I touched my roommate, and he's like, "What are you touching me for?" And this is back in the day, so that gay stuff. Now there really ain't no such thing as straight. You touch a nigga, he gonna touch you back. Well, suck my dick if I tell somebody. Life go on. I'm sorry, I'm on your platform. I'm sorry. But in that day, no. So I lost my friends, and I had to go through a lot, and there was nobody there for me because nobody knew how to handle gay. And that's why I'm strong on taking care of the gays in the church, because again, I didn't have a teacher. I had to talk to myself. People told me I was going to hell, and I loved God. I was not one of those. I loved God. And I was telling him the story, and he said, "Didn't that hurt you?" And Sheridan, I bust out crying because no one ever asked me how I felt about everything. Everybody was like, "Get yourself together, Minister Hill. God, the devil gonna take your ministry." Like it was the manipulator and the abuser that had enough sense to ask the right question, where the saints didn't. And I cried and cried. I cried, and like I said, 24 hours later, we're having sex. Yep. We had sex for 2 years. In 2005, on my birthday, that man told me, I'm telling you some of the things my soul went through. After 2 years of having sex with him, he said to me, "I never liked you. I never wanted to have sex with you. I only have sex for you. On my birthday, I cried like a baby. I cried like a baby. And then after that, life got to go on, because the next day, if you're sad about it, get out your emotions and feelings. We got work to do. You still got to massage his feet that night. We had sex that night. That it's real. I keep on trying to tell people this is not a drill. Why I do that, and that might be why people think I don't believe in Jesus, because I see it. A kind of preaching could have a 25-year-old destroyed by his pastor and then having sex with him an hour later. That's why I do what I do. That's why I highlight it. That's how I was able to hear Dwayne Youngblood loud and clear. I had to heal from that stuff and talk about it like I'm doing now. It's real. So I know people don't want to believe that man is dark. That man didn't just get dark because he got money. That man didn't go bad because Bishop Jordan. It's been this way. Yeah. But he interviewed an abusive predator, but he's also, yeah, that's real. That's real.
The question that he asked him made me feel something, because I know he was asking as a pastor who had been allegedly in the same situation. I wonder if he felt he was looking in the mirror.
It's like he got in his feelings, because he went on this rampage about how he don't deal with gays in the church anymore. It was like,
oh, not just gays and single women.
And sir, in all my days, there was one incident with a single woman, and you weren't even close enough to her for it to work. Like, I don't even know why he added single women to it, unless something's been going on since I've been gone. It ain't okay. Let me stay on topic. Let me stay focused. I could tell then he was triggered, because let me tell you this, Larry is now you think, let me see, it's what, 40 something people on here, and I'm only looking at YouTube, so there might be some on Facebook, I don't know, but you don't be confused, Sheridan. Somebody done sent the link already, and you think he's not gonna watch this? Oh, he's gonna watch it. That's how he knew I called him a false prophet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. He's looking at this like something's wrong with me. He's so far out of that's another reason why he was able to have that interview with Youngblood. He's so disconnected from his own reality. He don't even know he's a walking hypocrite. Mm-hmm. And he's looking at the 500,000 views that between Instagram, Facebook, and he's looking at that as a success, and he don't even realize he's digging his own grave right now. He's digging his own grave. He don't know it. Yeah, it's a real thing.
What do you think the point was of the interview?
Oh, the blast Jakes.
Thank you for saying that. What is the issue? What Bishop Jakes do to this man?
Whatever it is, I'm not prophesying or foretelling. This is just me talking right now. Mm-hmm. I'm almost at the point to believe it's going to be the death of him. I called it. The producer would tell you when Carlton Pearson died, I said, that's a wrap. He about to spaz out. I saw it because I know him, and I don't know why nobody else don't see it, that know him, but I know him. When he went to like commenting and going off and and he then got hooked on something. It's almost like it's affecting his mental, because he's not even moving smart. He's not moving wise, because I got one phone call today that undermined that entire thing. Now, mind you, I undermined it and didn't know I undermined it. I was just using my common sense. I got one phone call today that said, flesh and blood did not reveal that to you. You hit it right on the head. Dwayne Youngblood is not reformed. He's a bad person. And here's why. So they didn't even do a good job covering Youngblood. Why? According to what I understand, Youngblood got Larry wrapped up because they say Youngblood is extremely manipulative. They say don't play with Youngblood. They say he learned how to manipulate people, and how Larry was lapping out of his hand. And then I said, Larry got. He's like, yeah, Larry got. Youngblood is a dangerous man for what I'm hearing. Like this, that, and that's another thing. Like Youngblood manipulators are easily to be manipulated. Mm-hmm. So Larry don't know he's being used. Youngblood don't know he's being used, and they're gonna use each other. The problem is Youngblood is a liability. Yeah, Youngblood pulled a 1-2 on that man and got him good.
Yeah.
But it was about Jakes. Am my commentation?
I think a lot of people surmise that. Mm-hmm. I just got a couple more questions and we wrapping up.
Sure. Okay.
I want to say you talked about the divination. I made a joke about it. When I first saw you on this internet, okay, because the Vincent Hill I know is you don't know like I know, okay.
What he's done for me. You don't know like I know what he's done for me. You don't know like I know. Okay, I'm sorry.
All that, okay. Hold on. Vincent, do you think Larry is obsessed with trying to take down Jake so he could be seen as a hero for the abuse that's clearing his name? Wow.
No, it's the playbook. Well, watch this. It's the playbook that Youngblood is using.
That's why I asked about the mirror.
It's the playbook that Youngblood is doing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they both trying to play the game. It's the same playbook. It's the same playbook. Youngblood knew if he got on that show and skated through his part and hit Jakes, he would be a hero and exonerated. And the voiceless that saw it, because there are people, I don't know who they are, came up here and said, thank you so much. Matter of fact, his ex-members are the ones sharing my video. The video has been shared by his ex-members to other ex-members. What is Bishop Jordan helping him with since he's his mentor? Manipulators are easily manipulated. As long as Larry's dropping $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 checks, Bishop Jordan ain't saying nothing. But guess what? Watch this. Watch this. When has Bishop Jordan ever caped for Larry? Not going on this platform to give prophecies after a scandal. When has Bishop Jordan got on his platform and went hard for his number one mentee? Never. Why? Jordan is old money. Old money don't do stupid stuff to mess up money. New money do. Jordan didn't even speak up for his son on his platform. Think about it. Jordan did not go on his platform and say, I can't believe my son was molested or abused or assaulted by TD Jakes. If people would use common sense, They would get all of their questions answered. Why? Old money don't mess up the money. They didn't get into the mess. So Jordan will be behind the scenes. Yes, Larry, and do all the things, but he's not going to. God, not on his platform. He might say, support the man of God. Larry, it's going to be okay. In 45 days, God's going to prove to you, so and so and so. But he's not going to say straight up, y'all leave my sa alone. If he ain't doing it for his son, he ain't doing it for Larry.
All right. Allegedly. Now, let me ask you a question. And pardon my ignorance, son, because I truly do not know.
Yeah.
Vincent, what is you using these tarot cards for? Now, this is what I'm asking. And I don't mind them anymore. But what are they for? And I'm going to be honest, because again, the first Vincent I met was the you don't know like I know. So when I first saw you with the cards, I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I said, why is Vincent playing Uno with these people? You already hear from God. You do not have to reverse.
Lord, you sound like Angeline. You already a prophet. I don't know why you filled up with them cards.
I just did not understand. But what? How did you get into this? What is it for?
Okay, fair. Me and a friend, I guess he's still my friend. I need to talk to him. Thomas Bristow was, my heart was broken. I got denied adoption because they judged me, believe it or not. Now, I'm not going to give people room to use that against me, but I got denied adoption and I was sad. And so I went to New York to get away. And Thomas and I was, and I'm still really church boying it out. So I'm really doing stuff just to see how far I can go. What's really right? Just testing the water. What's really right? What's really wrong? Mm-hmm. So we was drinking and smoking hookah. End up getting a bad sinus infection from that hookah too, because it was a bad sinus infection. But anyway, drinking and smoking hookah, and I saw a tarot card reader, or palm reader. I said, Thomas, because Thomas is a church boy too. He the one led me to Christ. I said, Thomas, let's go get a card reader. So we went for fun, mildly drunk, enjoying life as two grown church gay boys, just having fun. Went. I said, no. Now watch this, because I have been raised around prophecy. I know prophecy. Because I've had some readings that was like, but I know when you in the things, right? I said, now hold on a second. This feels familiar to me. So that's that.
Okay.
And me being me, always adventurous, little Ponce City Market, there was the thing. I went for fun. The guy was mildly accurate, so I would go to him periodically. I wanted him to come to my home because I'm a spiritual being. So I knew that if he came to my energy and my energy, he could really be accurate with the reading. He counseled last minute. So I was following a Lakia Johnson on Facebook, and she was a tarot card reader. So I reached out to her. She did a reading. That prophecy changed my life. That prophecy is the reason why you're talking to me right now. That lady told me through the cards, stop what you're doing. Rest, mourn, and talk. She didn't know me. She knew me from Larry Reid Live, but she didn't know none of my business. She said, rest, mourn, and talk, because around February, something's going to happen. If you don't stop and rest, talking more now, or she said, grieve, and grieve now, you're going to drop the ball. She said, by April, your name going to be everywhere.
Wow.
And she stopped 10 minutes into the thing. She said, no, hold on. You're not listening. God told me to tell you rest. She said, I got to sleep at night. God said rest. That's why I got missing on social media. I was posting, and I just stopped posting, and I only would go in my private community. Come February, video drop. Name went everywhere. And I understand, because that was such a heavy moment. So then I was like, oh, I was a believer then. And then I don't know, I also gravitated to the cards. Let me fast forward. Let me tell you what's up. Let me just get to the point. 99% of the people like that hire me to read are ex-church people. And they're looking for a safe space. That's why. I was at T.S. Madison's thing, and I prophesied to people for 5 hours straight. And I could tell I walked out of that room, that building lifted. I was so hot. People were crying, Sheridan. My God. I needed that answer. Thank you so much. in the middle of the DJs and the drinking and full of gay people. It's ministry. I am still a prophet, but I figured out a way to do it where I can get invited to the Halloween party where the real people are. See, like you walk up to me, little bit shut up. Thus said the Lord. Ain't nobody coming to my line for that. With them tarot cards, they sitting down. I didn't go asking people. I put my signs up. I sat there, and the entire time there's people. They needed to hear from Spirit, and so I know there is a stigma to it. I know it is, but what I also know is me. Ain't no stigma to me. I got my stuff real, and I use those cards as a way. Let me just say this. If I say to you, God said, if you keep on working hard, you're going to get what you want. You don't know if it's true or not. But if I'm using 3 different decks and there's 78 cards per deck, and every spread, I get the 8 of coins, you see me shuffle 8 of coins, another card, 8 of coins, another one, 8 of coins. It's like, now hold on for a second. That ain't no accident. So it helps people, especially people who have been hurt by prophets. It helps people believe because you have a literal card there. And in closing, you can't fact check the prophet. You got to wait. With me, if I say 8 of coins, you can record the session and go to Chat GPT and be like, 8 of coins. What does it mean? Like, oh, so it's real. You can fact check the tarot card reader. So it's safe for those who've been hurt by the prophet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you thank you again.
You're welcome.
And I want to say I can't. I always say I'm a card-carrying member of the Black church delegation.
Yeah.
But I know I wasn't the cause. But I do want to say that I am so sorry that you have had to endure, let's say you lied, the ridicule of what came after.
Right.
I'm so sorry that you have had to endure all of the things, the trauma, the hurt, the pain, all while trying to serve the Lord.
Yeah.
I am encouraged by the fact that you are not anti-Jesus. I am encouraged by the fact that you sat here and said Jesus is not the problem, because it could be so easy where we blame everything on God or the devil, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
To instead of pointing at a person and say, you did X, Y, Z, and I feel X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
To still find it in your heart to trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to thy own understanding. That is a testament of God's wonder working power. And I am very proud of you for just being yourself.
Thank you.
And I want to tell you, thank you again for coming.
You're very welcome. It's a testament of who you are as well. Because I'm not that guy. Like, I don't think people know I'm not like really that social. I am a hermit by nature. And then one of the friends I drew boundaries with, before I drew boundaries, I would just only talk to him. And that's it. So I'm not like, when I get off those lives, I really want to hide up under the covers. It's like, so on Saturdays and Sundays, I really want to just stay away from social media because it's not who I am. I really wanted, when I left Larry and them, I wanted to get a normal 9-to-5. I wanted to get, benefits and insurance and have like a white picket fence with a little gay sign. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to be out of the limelight. I didn't want to be bothered. And so I said that to say that I would not have come up here if you were not a safe space. So I want to appreciate you. And I appreciate because some of those questions were, I could have effed it up a little bit. So if I wanted Randy Boy, I would have. But thank you very much. And I hope what I hope is that people see this and it helps them understand.
I hope so too. Do you have any last words for me?
Sheridan, keep on being Sheridan. You listen. I've always appreciated your platform. I think that you do need to do more of this. you are in an interesting space that I'm not even in, because a lot of people ain't gonna come to my platform. You're in a good church space where you could have a different kind of conversation. So I encourage you to book people, ask tough questions, speak on behalf of your generation, ask random bishop so and so and so. And I know you're doing stuff with Carlos and all that stuff. Dope, by the way. However you landed that. Dope.
Thank you.
But use your space while you're expanding. Like, do it all is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm serious. Like, do it all, Sheridan. Do it all. Because
Thank
you got the juice. I've always believed in you. I've always believed in you. You got the juice to do it, but you're going to have to be a little controversial, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be nice and grow a YouTube channel. The only reason I'm here right now is because I dropped that video, or nobody would know I existed.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to get a little dirty.
I think this was my first little taste.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Actually, yeah. Actually, so there's that. But God bless you. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to cheering you on over and over and over again as you excel in all your goals. For real, for real.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to share the video. Thank you for commenting down below. Tell a friend or 3. Yeah. And I love you all. Until next time. Bye.